coming home with me.
Giving party up top.
Yeah, might give it to Brodie Grundy.
So I talk into it?
Yeah. How would you describe Cynthia and Lexi in 2 words?
Cynthia and Lexi, fierce. Oh, 2 words. Fierce competitors.
Tough and hot.
Cheeky, and I'm going to say more than 2 words, but bring the vibes.
Oh, crazy.
Crazy.
Random. Very.
Loose units.
Wait, one second. Are you serious? Yeah, what the hell? We're just gonna hear on the little headphones. The way that I got into footy would probably be through my younger brother Riley. I used to go watch him play for the Gungahlin Jets when he was about 9 years old, and I'd watch, and I remember they were short in numbers, and they said, well, like, you're just sitting on the sidelines, come have a run. Anyways, went out and started playing with him, and then played with my brother until I was 13, until the girls could no longer play with the boys, and then I moved into youth girls program, in which I then progressed into the Giants Academy, and then, yeah, worked hard. Here I am. We always did basketball and other sports, and then when I was like, maybe like 14, 13, I wanted to join, and then there was only a senior women's team at the time. There wasn't an under-18s league, so there was like nowhere for people to play. And a few years later, then I was like watching Cynthia and Riley play in their youth team, and then there was another league that was just starting up for under-18s girls. And then, yeah, just played locally, and then like was in the Giants Academy, and like made some New South Wales ACT teams, and then yeah, everything was kind of flowed on from there. Like the only way to sort of, you could still play local league, but that was the only way to, like, that was the only avenue to sort of get better, was to go into academies and stuff. Like there was no like camps or anything that you could do. I'd say like, especially in Canberra, like it's really hard to be like, like scouted. You only have like one opportunity a year, where it's like the Allies tournament, the national championships, which you really like get seen by all of the clubs, but besides that, it's really hard to like put your foot forward whilst living in Canberra. Otherwise you have to move interstate. When it is hard, like you leave obviously a lot of stuff behind. I was like living in Gold Coast before, like I'd been Gold Coast, Melbourne here, so moving was like very natural for me. Maybe, and I think me being here made it easier for Cynthia. But it's hard, like when you're obviously leaving your family behind, because for most girls, you sometimes get to stay exactly where you live and then just play footy. But for people from like rural Auckland, Canberra, and you have to move, like you move away from so much more than just like your family, which is hard, but it's the reality of like elite sport, I guess. Yeah, well I was like halfway through year 12 when I like literally was packing up my room and moving to Sydney. And I think I got the call from Scott saying that we wanted, like, that they were looking at picking me up. And he was like, how quick can you get here? And I was like, how quick do you want me? And I think I'd packed up in like 2 weeks. And before I was even drafted, I hadn't already moved to Sydney. Without even my name being called out in the draft, I was living up here. But I think I trusted the Swans. I knew that, like, from the couple times that I'd met Scott and talked to Kate, like I knew that I had found a home with the Swans only off a couple conversations. They were just so reassuring that they valued what I'd had and knew what I was bringing. So yeah, I think I just wanted to take that leap and trust them. Probably the hour before the lead up to a game, I do love to have my own headphones on. I'm not a massive fan of the team's music. I do love to have my own pump up. I do love a bit of like UK drill. So like get that going and get the vibes up. I do like to not really talk to many people because I just like to be in the zone and focus on what I need to do. I always have to tap the ball on my left shoe, then my right shoe, and then I can go through my routine. I don't know why or how it started, it just sort of did. But yeah, and then after I spend a couple goal kicking, if I'm successful, I'll head back in. Non-successful, I'll stay out for a little bit longer until I start hitting them. But yeah, and then go back in, headphones back on, get in the zone and start doing my mobility and prep. until a bit of breath work and the coaches pull us in. But I'm pretty mellow and chill. I am pretty social, like game day, like to get around the girls, get connection early, and then go out for a kick. We'll do some rolling and stretching. Got a bit of a cameo.
Just doing one-handed vibe.
You. Little bit of a stretch, roll, and then work into some prep. Take the headphones are off pretty early though. Like you go back to them, whereas once they're off, mine are like off. I just like start talking to people. And there's a lot of girls on the team now. They've spent like 3 years together. So I think also the more time you spend together, the more like you learn about each other. So I think we're also learning to trust each other a lot more. And I think the more time we spend as a group, the stronger our connections will grow with one another. We are picking an outfit. We have 5 minutes to pick an outfit for each other, an embarrassing outfit, and we are at Salvos in Maroubra. Oh wait, it's embarrassing, yes. Like the details of the skirt are quite stunning. The underskirt is really good and like the slit.
Raunchy.
Why is that actually good? That's actually good. When I started playing, so I was at Swans in 2019 or whatever. I think it was 2019 or maybe 2020. And pretty much everyone worked. Like I was like working pretty much like, I was working casually, but I was like doing like 25 hours a week, studying full time and playing football. And the income was so low. Like my life was just so crazy. But obviously as the years have gone by, it's gotten way better. And I think like for women in sport, it's going to be like, it's such an exciting time, especially for like young girls, because they can see like where the future is going. Like back then I would have never thought that the league would be where it is at today, and like the income that's actually like a career. Like Cynthia this is her career. Like football is her career, which is so exciting. For our older players, they wouldn't have had the opportunities that we've had so early in the growth of the game. Yeah, I would more say I'm grateful, but also like optimistic on how much it can grow. I actually want to start like a program. I know it's like the 5th quarter camp sort of does it, but like especially being from Canberra, I think Canberrans aren't probably given the same opportunities, similar to like the New South Wales who aren't given the same opportunities that someone say from Melbourne are given. And I want to like open that door a little bit more and allow that landscape for people from New South Wales and ACT, even Wagga, for example, as Morph, like to be given the same opportunity as someone that lives in Melbourne that's had footy around them their whole life. I think just being like necessarily like good role models is a way to like help young people, because they just want to continue and be like us. Like I think making this pathway something that people can achieve is super important. Like for young girls, like no one sort of wants to do something that they think they can't do. So I think by being able to like communicate to young girls just like our journeys as well, and they're not linear, like a lot of the girls have had very different journeys to AFLW, and just being like open about that, because it's not a dream for everybody. Like the journey to AFLW isn't a dream for everyone, and it's not an easy way to go through. So I think just being honest and open with the way that we like talk about our time in the AFLW will like provide help for younger girls to know that this, you know, like I've been set back twice and I've played VFL for 4 or 5 years. Like it's not over, and you can still sort of like make your dreams come true despite so many losses and setbacks.